But the Higgs field is responsible for like 1% of the force applied upon them, right? It's so that I understand the Higgs field.
The
that
Higgs
you're
field,
talking about.
Higgs field has to do with the fact, like, none of us are zipping off at the speed of light, yet we're all made of matter that has an asymmetry due to the weak force. If the weak force was not around, we would not need the Higgs force and the Higgs field to generate an as-if mass. But because of the asymmetry built into the weak force, which is the only thing that has this left-right asymmetry, we can't have normal mass. There's a place to put a normal mass in the equation that's forbidden if the universe is left-right asymmetric. This has to do with this thing called the tau theta puzzle from the 1950s. We were freaked out. Can we get a picture of Cindy Crawford?
That's a good transition.
Well, no, it's important.
Like it.
So, by the way, I'm dating myself because, okay.
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
58.
Okay, you got me by 3 years.
Well, you said you were a young man. I was flattered
I'm
to hear.
55,
Okay.
so we're good.
Now let's notice how beautiful this woman is and the fact that she's asymmetric, right? And the asymmetry has to do with a mole that she didn't remove from her face. So we can tell when you have an image of her, like if she wasn't holding a can of Pepsi and she wasn't next to a Pepsi machine, you wouldn't be able to tell, but for the mole, whether you were looking at her or a reversed image of her down the center line. So Marilyn Monroe, Sidney Crawford have this left-right asymmetry to them. That thing is like the weak force. It's the only thing that can detect this difference between left and right. And the weak force is the thing that prohibits a normal mass that forces us into a Higgs mass through something called a Yukawa coupling. So that's the whole reason that it's in that thing, is it's a crazy Hail Mary to save all of physics. Because normally, if the world were left-right asymmetric due to beta decay, the thing that causes a neutron to decay into a proton and emit an electron and an anti-electron neutrino in the process, that process is the thing that denies us mass. And we would be at the speed of light, and we would all zip off in opposite directions, but for the Higgs field.
And that process is the radiative process. That's the process I call magnetism that that tears apart, that rarefies that which was concentrically drawn together through electricity.